impossible, impossible. Impossible, impossible.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Chicago Bears. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Ready?
Not like he can freeze the defense. You gotta make a play here. Keep it going. Gotta make a play.
Starting on the ground with Herbert. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Lance. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Here's Lance to throw it. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it. The Bears at 5-4 now on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so try to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. And the Raiders are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. They find some open field here. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Davante Adams, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Carlson now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. From midfield, here's Lance. Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, how about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
3 more points. Down.
Lance and company going on 4th down. That's complete to Mooney. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
Hey,
on 1st and 10, it's Herbert.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
So that a free 15 yards.
And it's always a tough one as a defender, because a lot of the penalties that you commit, pass interference, holding, when they happen, you actually know what you're doing. But a face mask penalty, a lot of times it's inadvertent, but it still costs you the same amount of yardage.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front, so when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, A lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
And it's caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Herbert. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Hey, go field.
And they'll run again. But he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he won't get to the line of scrimmage as they push him back to the 2. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
On 3rd down, Herbert. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They tried to let the fullback pound it in between the tackles, but he stopped up short. And the Raiders hang tough down near the goal line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Colton Miller, former first-round pick, called for the penalty there.
Here we go. 12, fellas, here we go. Hey, John,
In motion comes the tight end left. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Wait.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Here we go.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To throw is Garoppolo. Over the middle, complete. It's Jacobs. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. They'll give him 4 yards there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to be incomplete. On fourth down, Joe Cole comes on to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
The slot man in motion right. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Lance to throw for it on fourth down. And for the third time here this half, it's intercepted. 20. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
A quick throw out to Adams on the perimeter. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. A line of scrimmage once again, the 5 as they get ready for second and goal. White will try the left side. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be first and goal.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean, the plays happen, let it go. It's over. Instead, it creates a penalty.
They'll run it with Jacobs. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
One more time with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-0. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and